Welcome to Shitcoin TV, home of spicy crypto news and shenanigans. This week on the show, we've got Shitcoin.com CEO Andreas Becken and Noah, who you might know as Decentralized Thought on YouTube. His lightning videos, pretty great. I definitely recommend you check them out. But yeah, this hard fork, I guess it's been full of meltdowns. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
So
a lot of
Noah has actually kind of experienced these firsthand, and I'm sure we're going to get to that in a little bit. But this week's episode is more about us just reviewing those. So Noah's pulled together some clips of some of the spiciest parts of Hard Fork on video. And yeah, we're just going to react to those, discuss them, take a look. I'm intrigued to see what you got, Noah.
Yeah. So I got the original video is like 50 minutes long. I've got it down to like 15 minutes here. But we can kind of bounce around to the best parts because a lot of them are juicier than others. So just a little background. I had absolutely no idea that I was going to
got ambushed.
I did. I was just talking. It was 100%. They said it was just going to be me. And then boom, Craig drops in. So
I didn't catch it all in the first go, and then I just saw it being people on Telegram like freaking out, just saying, "Oh man, you're killing it in there." And I was like, "Wait, what is going on here?" And then just log in and you sat there.
All right, can y'all see my screen?
Yeah,
we can. Yeah.
There we go. Can find it. All right, so Twitter was kind of crazy there for like 15 minutes, but here we go. So I kind of skipped the first part where it was just me talking. So we're just going to straight when just Craig just like drops in. So Winter is here. Said, what are your thoughts on the @Satoshi handle and the hashed message? Well, from what I understand, he already deleted it because it was crap. I didn't verify it myself, but there's a very knowledgeable person in the community. Checksum. So if you do not follow him on Twitter, he's got some information on it. I didn't read too much, but he seemed to think it had something to do with Hal Finney. But Satoshi has deleted it. And they also said that's @Satoshi handle.
That one, and Checksum's already reversed that, and Checksum admitted that he was basically clueless. His comment was, he came out and said,
hey, Craig.
I'm wrong, but that doesn't mean that Craig Wright is right.
Let me look that real quick. How are you doing, Craig?
I'm very well.
Doing good. You look healthy this morning.
I'm very happy, healthy, and all the rest. And I've just started on the scotch. I've just had dinner. I've got to run back down in a minute. I'm just leaving everyone and whatever.
Wait. So he just drops in like that, like with a glass of scotch. Just like that's wrong.
Was the healthy comment in reference to the fact like the day before he looked like he was like nailing Red Bulls and looked like he was gonna keel over?
So he was, I didn't actually catch the live stream because I was watching the CoinSpice one, but I saw the screenshots. He was just like sweating and his hair was down and he slamming Red Bulls and it just sounded like he was nervous. So people posted that photo, and then when I saw him here, he looked better. So I just told him, I was like, "Hey man, you look healthy this morning."
Okay, we got to play it.
All right, yeah.
Upstairs.
Right. So now that you're here, I would actually
tails until they run out of money.
And the hash war, not on my or your preference. What is going to happen?
What is going to happen is we're going to dog their tails until they run out of money, and then they're going to start selling, and we're going to dog them longer, and they're going to sell and sell and sell.
So just to try to speed this up, because it is long, he goes on here for a while to talk about, money mostly and funding. And basically I just, it gets to the point where I tell him, I don't think he has more money than Jihan and Roger. So he goes and we get to see not proof of work, but proof of watch.
No. No.
I actually haven't seen this part yet. I've just heard about it.
Yeah, so he walks off, go for it. And he's just like, hold on.
I'm cringing. You can't see it, but like I'm really...
He didn't set this up though, did he? He just.
No,
Oh.
that's a Hublot Big Bang. That's about a day.
What?
That's a 42 Patek. That's 2 weeks. And that's a gold Rolex. That's another day.
Those are some nice toys, Craig.
Yep.
What is going on?
Yeah, so he just busts in. Like, this is in front of like 50 people, mind you. There's like nobody in this. This is not for my channel or anything. This is a brand new websites thing, and I just agreed to do it. And so this dude, like in the middle of guests are downstairs in front of 50 people, comes up like slamming and like throwing watches. I love it so much. So, I mean, in the context of what we're talking about, I would say that's pissant money as well. So I'm talking large numbers here. How much more money are y'all willing to spend than Jihan and Craig? Because, I mean, a Rolex, I mean, those are toys. Well, I mean, why don't you care, though? You just said that you were going to dog them. So how exactly are you going to dog them?
I don't have much.
But I mean, numbers that, you know, are at least like computable in the moment. I mean, rough figures. I mean, you seem to make a lot of claims about what one person can do and what one person can't.
1.5 million BCH.
1.5 million BCH.
And if they sell it and they try and dump it all too quickly, it will be about $10.
But how do you know they don't have Bitcoin, BTC?
Because someone wants to go and list on a exchange, and they're a company.
I mean, it's not incredibly public as well. So why is this stupid
I'm
argument?
sorry.
All right. Stupid argument. So he just that there's like a whole period there of him just like, I'm trying to get like how much, you know, you keep on talking about how one side has more money than the other, but like you can't tell me something about it, and you won't.
Well, we saw some of the price tags, and I think we're talking about a couple of 100,000 a day.
Right.
Which,
yeah. I saw somebody did that research.
So, like, I don't know what Roger has.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Gian certainly, you know, the company sits on 1 million BCH, and well, their balance sheet is public, so they're sitting on a lot of money. So I know a few 100,000 a day. I mean, you could go on for years and years.
Right. Yeah. You could go on a while. Freaking Jihan. But I mean, you can't give me any figures.
But as for Craig,
that is a really stupid argument.
What? Say what?
Calvin, certainly. I mean, he can afford this.
Oh yeah. I mean, a couple 100,000. Doesn't Bitman like make a couple million per day? Or they did, you know, back at the beginning of the year.
I just remember the number being like the first half of the year was like $1 billion in profits.
Right. It's crazy.
So, yeah.
It's a stupid
I'm
argument.
sorry. I don't give you figures, so therefore I win because I've got.
Yeah, you don't like doing that often, do you?
No, I don't, because I just do things. See, what your argument is you won't tell me, you won't give me everything. Poor little me, I'm not going to actually know. So therefore,
that is not what I'm arguing. You are saying.
Oh, it is exactly what you're arguing.
No, that is not what I'm
basically
arguing.
saying because you won't tell us what you have. Poor little me.
I never asked you what you have. You said that you could prove that. Are you saying that you have way more than theirs? And I'm saying I don't believe that you do. So unless you provide some figures, my argument is just as valid as yours, Craig.
The answer is very simple. We don't want a quick war. I said this beforehand. I want to burn them to fucking shit. I want to have no Bitcoin left with Roger. No Bitcoin with Jihad. I want them fucking broke. Thank you.
So
I want them to burn everything they own. Then we finish.
But how long?
Wow, that was delightful.
That's intense, isn't it?
Burn.
It's just burn them to fucking shit.
He needs to stop nailing his scotch, I think.
Right.
That's yeah.
Yeah, it's funny how things have like taking such a turn immediately. Like him and Roger, at least publicly, you know, were looked like everything though, like they were friends, and then boom, it's just like I want to burn him to fucking shit.
The thing seems to be as well is though that like literally it's only him that's kind of playing it up this way. Like every other kind of player who's involved in it is just being like super civil, just like, okay, this is a competition, but it is what it is. It's business. Whereas he's the one that's just like making himself look like a bit of an idiot here, I think.
Definitely more intense about the whole hash war than anybody else. Are you willing to wait this out? Because, you know, what you could call it a hash war. 2020. Dear Lord. So, 2026.
I don't give a shit if no one can sell for 2026. That's my date.
Sure, I'm sure that most exchanges are you know, they're kind of iffy on the legal side of things, but I do not.
Iffy? It's like saying the guy with the gun who has just been videoed stabbing someone 106 times and ripping his heart out of his chest in front of a group of nuns is iffy.
Oh, what are listening to?
He's oddly specific there.
The weirdest thing about the hash war is, I mean, all the exchanges, we knew they were going to go with BCH. Mining power, I mean, should be easy. But either way, it doesn't matter because like all the wallets and exchanges and everything have sided with BCH. That happened within a very short time. So like, what is it they think they're fighting over? I don't understand.
I fight with them a lot. They actually think that like exchanges. So what they believe is that exchanges will honor the longest chain as Bitcoin Cash. No, that's what they believe. Maybe not him specifically, but most of his.
No, of course not.
But yeah, that's what they believe like should happen, and if it doesn't, they're going to double spin and reorg the exchanges. Yeah. That's what that came.
No, I mean the exchange only exists so that people can change into the money they want.
Right.
So the exchange cares about what the users want, and the users want ABC. So the exchange will just always have ABC. They don't care what the hash power is.
Andreas, what's your take on that Kraken move with the SV clause, where it's like any losses they take will be spread out amongst SV coins that they have?
Blake, it's like I always say, as a part of the Bitcoin Illuminati, I have actually worked at Kraken for a couple of years as an engineer. But I didn't work in margin trading. So the clawback, it's just because they threatened to disrupt by reorging. It's like trying to reverse transactions. So what Kraken is saying, like, okay, our customers want to trade, but things could get really weird if they reorg.
Right.
So if they manage to reverse deposits, we will socialize the loss across all of the people who are sitting on SV. And the reason I think that is fair is because if you're sitting on SV, you're playing like some really, really crazy Russian roulette. Because they might reorg, like anything can happen. It could stall, delist from everywhere. Like you're already gambling. So if you have SV on Kraken, you're already gambling. So if it leads to socialized loss because of reversals, then I feel like you kind of sign up for it.
Now, are they though talking about only if SV gets reorged or if like BCH gets reorged because of SV? Only if SV gets reorged.
Yeah, I'm very sure because, well, that gets it to the checkpoint thing, but they're not going to get reorged.
Right. Yeah. All right. Let's
go.
I think I can't remember if we got to that or not. I hope I brought it up with him. So, yeah, okay. I mean, I'll say I have no clue. You might know better, about the exchanges. So I'm not really going to defend them in any way. Why are you willing to fight such a war for this?
Because only the original Bitcoin's going to survive long term. I don't really give a rat's rectum whether you think otherwise. There has been nothing from core value, nothing from Ethereum of value. Everything has taken things backwards. This whole let's fix malleability. You have no idea what the fuck you're fixing.
Didn't we raise the block size from 8 megabyte to 32 megabyte because they're supposed to be
32 megabytes is fucking shit. I take cat photos, and I don't even own a cat bloody bigger than 32 meg.
Oh, we seem to have, a lot of problem right now getting to 32.
No, we seem to have a lot of ABC nodes that are actually malleating transactions and intentionally fucking things around.
Could you go into that a little bit about malleating the transactions?
What you didn't know, the stress test fix from ABC is to malleate the transactions so that the mempool sort of seeding is slower.
And this has been implemented in ABC, you're saying, right now?
Yes, it has.
Is that the reason the shotgun didn't go off this morning?
It's the reason it's slower because what happens is what we didn't plan for was sending a transaction to a different TXID.
Right.
So you send it and it gets malleated on part of the network, and we don't want to split things. So that means
technically not sound.
Right. That's kind of what I heard.
Because malleated on some part of the network, there's these words are real, but they're not put together in sentences that make sense technically in Bitcoin. So the words are real, but it doesn't mean anything.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's a technobabble.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Mixing up very many things at the same time, yeah.
Interesting. Can you show us a little bit of proof about what you're talking about with the malleated transactions?
This isn't from me, by the way.
What isn't from you?
That it's malleated. So,
well, I mean, so you're saying it, but you don't know. You're just saying it.
Go and have a look at the bloody block explorers, blah blah blah.
You seem to be pretty confident about that, but now you're saying that it's not from you; it's from somebody else, and somebody else needs to go. Can you tell us where it came from, so maybe we can question them?
Yes, I can. It came from the ABC team.
The ABC team told you that.
I'm not going to tell you how I know that, but it's from the ABC team, and yes, that's what's happening.
Craig, you seem to make a lot of claims without being, wanting to like.
Oh, poor baby! The whole idea here is basically because they want to show that the transactions are not big, but we will recode that and we will put more transactions out.
Well, I mean, they've done a pretty good defense so far. Do you not think that they might be able to hold this off forever?
I'm sorry, what defense have they gone? Let's see, we've got Antpool and less than 20 kilobytes. Antpool and...
I'm not talking about hash here. I'm talking about, stopping your attacks.
I'm not talking about hash here. I'm talking about them mining nothing in their mempool and having a useless block. So what you're arguing is effectively the fact that Jihan won't mine anything with more than 5 transactions going to himself personally being a useful coin.
I'd never said that.
That seems to be what you're saying. That's what they're doing.
I can make that argument, yes, but that's not the argument that I was making at the time.
Oh, of course. Your argument is we don't need large blocks now because we're not being used. We don't actually deliver what business needs because you say if we have a client that needs 128, it doesn't need to be upgraded because you don't need to. The fact that we can, I don't give a fuck whether you like it. We can.
Craig, I don't want to talk about SV versus ABC. This is about the fucking hash war.
And we're going to win it. Have a fucking nice day, loser.
Yeah, I hope you guys like that. It took every bone in my body. So let's go back to...
Oh, poor baby.
Back off.
Like, note the time.
So, yeah, if you watch that, he leaves and then he pops back in audio only just to call me a baby.
Oh, wow.
So I get about 45 seconds, maybe a minute or so, and then he pops back in.
Yeah.
And
That
was a week ago, but this has been going on for a couple months now. Before that, it was just like slit their throats.
we're going to
out of the gates.
You seem to think that means I have to do it now.
Well,
I want to bleed them. I've actually said 2 months ago that I wanted to bleed Jihan. Do you understand what that means? I want to string him up and drip him out.
I understand that you can say that for eternity without actually delivering any results. Unless you give it a hard date, you can kind of keep pushing the bucket a little bit further.
This is what I love. You sit there with no skin in the game.
You assume I don't have skin in the game, though.
No, I don't assume. I can look at the place you're living in.
I can
look at your curtains and whatever else. And
dump.
No, it's terrible, isn't it? Basically, you can say what you want.
Calvin,
and very simple. You don't.
Did you say it's Calvin paying for that?
No.
Yeah, I did.
Did you just say that Satoshi Nakamoto is living in a dump?
I did. Oh, I did.
Unbelievable. Okay, let's go.
You have your idea of skin in the game.
It would blow. I could go get my toys right now.
Well, let's see. We've got, employees in more countries than I can count. We have data centers. We have hundreds of thousands of bloody machines running. That's skin in the game.
Could you tell us where your data centers are, by the way? Because no one can seem to find any data centers that large.
No, they can't. And yet there we are mining shit.
Could be rented.
How many patterns did they have at the time? Was it like, does anybody remember?
Wasn't it
sure.
like 2? Wasn't it like 2?
Oh, yeah, that's so Roger and all the guys, they had 4.1, so ABC. And then they had, I can't remember.
No, I'm not sure.
Well, we want to look it up or just go on?
No, let's go.
From whom?
Anyone. I mean, there are a shit ton of miners out there, remember?
Well, here's your big thing. This is proof of work. You can say they're renting, and right. This is a wonderful thing. I get to prove it by showing you for the next 5 fucking months.
I mean, all right, so you're saying
I want to show you in the next 5 months. You guys think, you guys thought this was going to be over in a day.
I mean, looks pretty safe to me so far.
A day or two. I want months. I want to bleed people. When I said I said I'm a fanatic. I want.
Say what?
I thought he said years. Now it's months.
Yeah, the time frame changes a lot, doesn't it?
So I feel like the most conservative is what they can actually afford.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you kind of start up here and then you're like, well, I guess it's more like.
What was the first one?
Doing the numbers.
Was it 2028 at the start?
2026.
2026.
So 8 years of
cool. Big difference between that and 5 months. So.
To
bleed Jihan, I want to cause him pain.
Let me ask you this. Because I want to set a date before I get off here. If nothing substantial has happened in the next 6 months, I mean, is the can going to continue to get kicked here? I mean, when am I going to see some blood, Craig? I want to see some blood. Like, this is a fucking hash war.
Then you're ready. To see it. You're going to find out what that means.
I mean,
do you think BTC Top are going to give up millions a day for 6 months?
I mean, y'all are, so like, why not?
Because we're not changing. So you're not saying that because you got no skin in the game.
Well, that's where you're wrong, Craig. I've got more skin in the game than you would believe. It'd blow your fucking mind.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, you can. I
think my glass of scotch has more skin in the game than you.
I mean, You can believe that if you want, but you would
That's
not believe. I can
one
cite
of-
feedback from 2012, Greg.
Oh, whoopty fucking do
Oh, let's
I mean-
right.
Right.
Because the empty Gox.
My son was mining in 2010.
The records from empty Gox, because the database was leaked, they show Craig was buying Bitcoin in 2013 and 14, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So you're in before him.
I think he bought like 13 Bitcoin. I read it was like yesterday, but
Yeah. No, it's cool. Like I started with Bitcoin before Satoshi.
That should be a t-shirt.
yeah.
Oh, basically, yeah. So I was bag holding and probably dumped on Satoshi.
Wow.
Yeah.
Makes you think.
Keep going.
Can you? Well, I mean, I'll sign, but can you sign? Or your son?
Do I want to? I've already signed a few things, including amounts that I said I was putting up as sort of investment things and whatever else. And all you go, oh, it's someone else's money just signing as Craig. So what's it matter?
I mean,
I sort of remember that Handcash we invested in, and we've invested in yours, and we invested in many other things. Oh, I'm sorry. You want pseudonymous companies, yet when someone actually creates one and has a web of companies, you sit there and go, oh, that's bad because we can't see what he's doing. Have a nice day.
yeah. So I got kicked at that point.
And he did mention yours. So can we just say, Ryan, we're still friends. Come back. Can we do that?
You should come back.
Yeah. I mean, do it.
We're not upset. It's all good.
Yeah.
I've seen some people, there's been people springing up with kind of new platforms that might compete, right? That are running on ABC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that Badger button looked pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that was because Money Button is less open source than yours, I think is the reason.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I got a feeling, and I hope Ryan's going to be back. We'll find a way. He's made some really nice things.
Yeah. I think I can't imagine this really going on too long. And at that point, he'll he'll make his way back and put it back on the BCH. I feel like
when you look at kind of which way things can go, it's difficult for things to go the SV route because obviously it's all kind of closed and locked up. But then the other way is much easier. I guess that door's always open, right? So see how it pans out.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. We'll just have to look at the price of SV that tells you the sentiment.
Right. Did y'all catch the article written by Calvin recently?
Yeah, I read some of it. It didn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
I think he was offering like if nobody uses the Bitcoin Cash name.
If ABC calls itself BAB instead of BCH, then we'll be friends. But the thing is, he wrote that blog post long after BCH had been awarded to ABC.
Yeah.
And exchanges, like I said before, exchanges decide the tickers. That is not developers or the community or the wallets. That is the exchange. And they only do whatever will give the users the best experience. They don't care about hash or agreements made between the parties. Like, it doesn't matter.
And I think as it stands now, I think literally every single exchange well, most have gone that way, right? Coinbase went yesterday with BCH. Yeah. There's only
obviously Bitfinex will do something else because they absolutely despise Bitcoin Cash.
Binance as well. They're keeping the BAB thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the documentation on Bitfinex, everything is called Bcash. When they started listing, when the fork happened, they gave all the SV to the people lending out, not the people borrowing, which is maximum confusion.
Okay.
And then they listed ABC as BAB. It's just like Bitfinex.
Mm-hmm.
They just refuse.
I think the only thing now that's going to happen really is BitPay still hasn't reopened again on BCH. Just waiting for that. As soon as that's back, I think it's going to be...
we need those guys back online really soon.
Yeah, business as usual though. As soon as that's... well, it is now, but as soon as that's live, for most businesses, that's kind of it then.
Yeah.
I guess it's pretty much... So is it, at this point, do y'all think it's pretty much over? Like, are we going to see any bumps in the road?
I mean, I said this the day after, which is it was over very, very soon. I think as soon as we saw the first couple of exchanges name ABC, then I was like, okay, now we have everything. Because we already have the users, because that's all of us.
Mm-hmm.
We have the wallets because, well, we have the wallets. It was just like on the exchanges. Would they pussy out and list both? Would they wait extremely long, like with Ethereum, which also caused a problem when they split to ETC? But no, they seem to just act, took like a day or something.
I guess
so. I think we have it. And one thing we forgot, Noah, you're actually the person who made the Shitcoin.com intro video on YouTube. So that's on our channel. Blake,
right.
You'll put the links to all of Noah's stuff in the show notes.
I will. I'll make sure everything's listed there. And yeah, I'll get all the links. And it was a pleasure.